Been waiting for these for a long time. Today is an exciting day. Finally got new taillights for the Mazda 3. And in this video, I'm gonna be showing you. Lovely. The taillights on this Mazda 3 are the non-GT version, so they're kind of boring, so they basically only light up here. And with the new ones, there's an LED across, an LED here. That looks pretty sick. So today, we're gonna install that, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Let's go. Before we get into this, we're gonna clean the car, because man, it's really dirty. 3, 2, 1, squeaky clean. For this, you're gonna need a couple things. First thing you need is basically a splice wire connector set, and basically it's gonna have a thing that's gonna splice the wire and connect it to your cables. You're also gonna need a ratchet, 10mm socket, and an extender potentially for the taillights. Also, you're gonna need a screwdriver, a wire stripper, and finally you need your new set of taillights. So these taillights only will work on patches. There is a different shape and model for sedans. These are actually the OEM GT headlight, and let's get started. This part's pretty easy to install. Basically, you're gonna come here, open this up, get access to back here, and back here you're gonna see that there's a couple screws. So there's actually one here, here, and up there, and then also going to remove the bulb. And yeah, so when you're moving the bolts, you actually just want to loosen it just enough so you can pull them off finger tight. The other side's pretty simple too. This thing comes off, and then you get access to your 3 screws in there. So there are your 3 screws again, 1, 2, 3, and your 2 bulbs, which you can unplug, and that's how you pull out that part of the taillight. The next, we're going to remove the panels. So you have to remove all the panels along the hatch, so we can get access to basically this part up here, because you have to take off the trim. The first part's pretty easy. Clips kind of pops out like so. Here you're gonna have to move a clip on this side, clip on the other side. So this guy right here is actually a clip itself. So if you pull it out, the top part, just like that, so it releases. You can actually then pull it out. Next, we're gonna remove the clips that are here, one here, and one on the other side. Once you do that, you're gonna move to the panels. You can pull this panel off, pull this panel off, and then pull this panel off. Now there's one last clip up here, and then we can start pulling off this trim part. So there's a couple clips that hold the trim piece in. So you see there's one clip, and there's one clip over there. Basically, you want to try to yank as close as possible from the thing and pull straight down, and then it'll come out, and then slowly make your way across so you get all of the clips out. To remove this trim part right here, we're going to need to unscrew it a couple places. So first place is in here, there's a screw in there, and then one on the other side. Make sure we all remove all the bolts. So here, 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 and here. Those hold in the trim piece and the taillight. Next, we're going to remove the trim pieces. So they're basically screws. These screws you can just rotate until it pops out, and then they're clips, so just kind of pull them straight out and they come out. There's one bolt here, another one over here. So there's 2 tabs just right inside here that hold it on this side. So you basically put a screwdriver and you want to pop the tabs off. These small tabs off first. Don't lift too hard because there's actually 2 more. I just broke one of them actually, so gotta be careful. There's these triangle tabs right here that you need to basically press on the inside to get them out, because they're kind of hard to get out. So when you're pulling, you want to make sure that you try to pinch one side at a time and kind of slowly release it, and it will come out like this. So you basically have to get like a trim removal tool or something back there, maybe even a screwdriver, and then you're gonna have to release the clips as you're pulling away. These are the other tabs I'm talking about on the side, and let's take off the rest of it and move to the other side. So it looks like when you pull the clips off, you end up just breaking them. So what I'm going to do is actually reorder those parts and then fix them. But here's the trim part off. Because of screws, I put towels under the screws so it doesn't scratch the car. And now we have access to the taillight. Before we actually remove the taillight, we're going to unplug the light bulbs, so one on each side. So cover on a side, basically what you're going to do is get a screwdriver, kind of just lift here, and the cap should come off. So you're going to push the clips inward and then pull this piece out, and then as you're pulling, you're gonna go from left to right, and then it should all pop out. So be careful, you need these clips, so don't break them. Take what I said back. So as you're pulling, you want to push the clips in right to left, seems to be easier, and then you get the piece like this out, and there you go. So now, since everything's already unscrewed, it should come out pretty easily. So here's the old one taken off. There's actually one more clip that's here, so you just basically lift and it'll release it from the back end of this, and basically now we put the new one on. So here are the two cables for the new LEDs that connect to the inner part of the hatch. What we're gonna have to find out is which one's polar, which one's... So I use a car charger, just like basic jumper cables, but with a battery. And then one side's positive, one side's negative. I put the red to here and the black under there, powered it, and whichever direction powers it, that's gonna be my positive, negative. And I taped that off here. This is my positive, this is my negative. So we're gonna take these cables and plug them into here. So I crimped the connectors just like so. And basically we're gonna connect this to that. Basically tapped with these connectors. So I'm gonna tap the negative wire now, positive is connected, and plug that in and see how that works. So I actually switched out the connectors for blue ones. You need to actually make sure the teeth are small enough so they can split the cable. So I split the cable, put the positive into the pink, negative into the black, and it fires out. So we're gonna do the same to the other side and then plug it in, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Just tested all the lights. That's on. That's on, that's on, and that is on, and we're good to go. I taped the cables down so they're plugged in, taped down a little bit so that they don't rattle too much. Everything's gonna be put back in. I screwed all the bolts back in, so now that the outer trim piece is not gonna float around, I will replace the clips later on after I order them. And basically now we're gonna put the trim back together. During the day they're off, so they're not actually on. So actually this is what they look like during the day. Nothing too exciting, blah blah blah. Here's what they look like at night. Both the outside and the trunk work well after we tap the license plate lights. They look pretty sweet. Definitely add a more aggressive, cool look to it, and I'm excited. Definitely looks like a car I can be proud of. Definitely a long-awaited edition. I'm excited. Now that they're installed, I'm super excited to pick them up. You're going to need to actually buy them from the Mazda dealership. As far as I know, there's no aftermarket ones right now, which kind of sucks. I don't think many people are modding Mazda 3s. So the only place you can pick it up is a dealership. Kind of pricey, but honestly, I think they're worth it. So that finishes up that video. Now that taillights are done, I'm excited. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. If you like this video, smash that like button. If you want to see more videos like it, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.